Yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries. We have a lot to cover in the world of wrestling. I'm RJ, joining up with Retro Brett.
Yo, how's it going, everyone?
Thanks a lot for joining up, guys. If you're wondering why we are starting the episode off with Jack Swagger's theme song, he's been nowhere to be found as of late. It's because I've had it stuck in my head all day,
yeah,
so you guys must endure the suffering of listening to Swagger's theme, like I had to all day today.
So it's not a problem.
It's a good theme.
Right,
Damn
cool.
it. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, Retro Brett. It was an interesting week. We had the fallout from a very epic Royal Rumble where some fans weren't too happy about it. We'll definitely get into that. Then you had Raw being interrupted by Snowmageddon. Our thoughts go out to everybody in the Northeast having to deal with the snow. We are recording live from Tampa Bay, Florida, where we could have went to the beach today and sunbathed. So it's crazy to think how not too far away, like a couple hours in some instances, these people are dealing with crazy snow. They can't leave their house, and our thoughts definitely go out to them.
Well, I don't know about the beach. It was pretty chilly today.
There's a little bit of wind, but we could have got some tan had we wanted to.
We have nothing to complain about compared to up there. Yes, the storm, I heard reports that it's as far down as northern Georgia. Yeah. But Raw was supposed to be in Connecticut this week, and it still was technically, but it was reduced to replaying a few matches of the Royal Rumble and a few cool live interviews with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
They tried to make it special just because they didn't have any new content for anybody who missed the Royal Rumble. They were probably pretty cool with it because we got to see the two big matches. But you did have the interviews. Of course, Roman Reigns, the first time, as he is the new number one contender leading up to a big WrestleMania match with Brock Lesnar. So he was interviewed. It was funny how Brock Lesnar was interviewed before Roman Reigns, and Michael Cole divulged that information that he would be interviewing Reigns a little bit later on in the night, and Lesnar was like, oh really? Well, I think I'll wait around. He did wait around, and when Roman Reigns got there, and they pretty much had their first official introduction to one another, Paul Heyman told Michael Cole that he wanted to conduct the interview. It was really epic after that. Unfortunately, it wasn't much of an interview. It was really just Paul Heyman doing his thing. What did you think about it?
Well, Paul Heyman has the gift of gab, man. He's golden when he talks. So I was not disappointed in hearing him talk. But Seth Rollins did the same thing earlier in the night because Michael Cole told Seth that he was going to interview Brock Lesnar right after Rollins, and Rollins was like, hey, if he wants this chair, he's going to have to kick me out of it.
Mm-hmm. But he got up and didn't really give much of a fight at all to Brock
Lesnar, not a whole
Lesnar,
lot.
which was weird. But I actually wanted to ask you, kind of on a real level, about that interview, because what I think is going on, I mean, Roman Reigns, now the number one contender, huge Royal Rumble match that we're going to talk about more in depth here shortly. But we all know that he's not the best on the mic. He's certainly trying, he's certainly good, but he's not on the same level as Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, some of these guys who are monsters on the mic. John Cena, absolutely.
The Rock's the best.
The Rock is the he's the MC of, the master of ceremonies when it comes to the wrestlers on the mic. Now, as you said, The Rock, he's been paired up with Roman Reigns to kind of help him out in this scenario. You had Paul Heyman really do most of the talking because, let's be honest, another guy who's not the best on the mic is Brock Lesnar. You've said in the past that he doesn't even sound like he looks, which is so funny.
He doesn't. He has a much softer voice. You'd think he'd have a deeper voice, but he doesn't.
It's kind of like Mike Tyson in a way, though.
Oh yeah, Mike Tyson. He's funny when you hear him talk.
It's hilarious. So I thought that's what they were doing there. I thought it was a way to... That's why you didn't have Lesnar and Reigns talking too much, even though they're the two big guys right now. They're not the best in the mic, so Paul Heyman kind of had to do it all on his own there.
I feel that Reigns was a little bit better in his interview with Michael Cole earlier in the night on Raw. Mm-hmm. For some reason, maybe because he wasn't kind of cutting a promo via satellite or on Titantron, he was actually sitting one-on-one with no one in the crowd.
Those are tough interviews to do.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, it probably does, Retro Brett. So, anything else you want to cover from Raw?
No.
Not much happened.
That's pretty much it. It was just replays of what happened the night before.
Now, I missed Smackdown tonight. I know you got to see most of it. What happened?
There wasn't a whole lot to say. It started off with Triple H teasing a huge announcement that will shake the WWE Universe to its core.
Mm-hmm.
He started the night saying that.
So when we get that on Monday?
So be sure to watch Raw on Monday.
Hell yeah.
There's a little bit of a backstage skit with the Bella Twins and Paige that they were teasing Paige about being white and looking like a ghost and a vampire.
Really?
It's like, really? That's all you got? Is that the best you can do?
I mean, that's what chicks are going to say to her, that's for sure. I've showed her to some of my girlfriends, and that's what they say. They're like, that girl's pale.
Yeah, but so what? That's the best you can do is call her pale. Okay?
Hey, not too much sun over there in England, that's for sure.
No, and then Daniel Bryan, at the end of the night, he won a huge casket match against Kane.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. I know that was definitely hyped on Monday because there was no matches, of course, new matches on Raw. So they definitely made it a point to hype up the big casket match between Daniel Bryan and his big-time rival Kane. How'd it go?
Well, any match with Daniel Bryan is a blockbuster match. It's a great match.
I agree.
And Daniel Bryan didn't disappoint. It was a main event style match. Kane and D. Bryant went back and forth, but in the end, D. Bryant won.
Excellent. Definitely good to hear that. And I hear a lot of people question why they're pushing the Daniel Bryan versus Kane thing so much. As a longtime wrestling fan, I love Kane. I kind of like his old school persona a little bit more, but this is a good rivalry. People forget that they were tag team partners for a while, so that's where this comes from, and that's why I do like the rivalry, although this might be the end of it.
Well, there's two reasons why the rivalry exists. Number one, what you just mentioned, they were tag teams. But I think more than that is he was the one that injured D. Bryant in the first place.
Absolutely.
So that's really why it came about.
I mean, technically that rivalry started before he got injured, but absolutely. That's why it's continuing
that's why they're
now.
Pushing it.
Of course.
But back to the casket match. Did anyone notice that when Kane went into the casket, he kind of positioned himself so they can close the lid?
Really?
You can see him. He was laying somewhere in an awkward position, then he maneuvered himself into a more conducive position to close the lid.
Nice. Now, of course, that was probably a pretty cool match. I'm going to have to go back and check that out. I recorded it. Was there anything that happened as far as the two tag teams? Because right now you have the Gold and Stardust duo and the Miz's, a little bit of friction going on, kind of teasing us that they might break up. Anything go on with those two duos tonight?
Well, the Dust duo, or the Dust Busters as I like to call them.
Yeah, the Dust Bunnies.
Dust Bunny. They got swept away by the Ascension. The Ascension made short work of them, and there was definitely some tag team issues, chemistry issues between Stardust and Gold Dust. There's some tag issues. They both wanted to start the match. It was, I don't know. They're going to break up pretty soon, and I couldn't be happier. Maybe Cody Rhodes can go back to his real self and stop being so weird and stupid.
They would have to, for that storyline, they'd probably have to put him through rehab or something. Like, Cody Rhodes has went to rehab. Now that he is indeed off the acid, he's back to normal Cody Rhodes.
Maybe he can go to the same doctor that Dean Ambrose went to.
Oh, gosh.
A couple weeks ago.
I think that guy needs rehab himself after meeting with Dean Ambrose.
You think?
So we have some weird situation going on with Mizdow and Miz. We all know the fan seems to like Mizdow. Now, I think as soon as he leaves the Miz, then the fans probably aren't going to care anymore. So that's a weird situation. Do you think that's going to break up sometime soon? I think they're going to hold it out for a little bit longer.
Well, I do think that they're going to draw the tension out a long time. I don't see it breaking up, clean breakup. Like, I see the Dust duo clean breaking up pretty soon.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't see that happening with the Miz and Mizdow, because the more it actually helps Damien Sandow because he's with The Miz. The more popular Sandow gets, the less popular The Miz gets. And the less popular The Miz gets, the more popular Sandow gets.
Yep.
So it kind of works in Sandow's favor to be paired with The Miz right now.
We'll have to see. Let us know what you guys think is going down with the two duos. It seems imminent that they're breaking up. Gotta have to happen quickly here. WrestleMania quickly approaching. Will they be involved? If they want to kind of push themselves as single fighters,
maybe
in this case, Miz.
Each other.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Miz pretty active in WrestleManias in the recent past. Same with Cody Rhodes not too long ago, but now he's Stardust. He's a completely different character. We'll see what happens with those guys. Let's kind of end off talking about Raw and SmackDown, because the main thing we need to talk about is the current status of the WWE with Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, the fallout. Apparently a lot of people wanted Daniel Bryan to win. You heard the Philadelphia crowd booing. We had a big trend going on the day after of people apparently canceling their WWE subscription.
Allegedly.
Yeah, just because Daniel Bryan didn't win. We definitely have to get into that. And of course you have the championship match with Lesnar coming out on top.
Well, I was reading stuff about pound sign...
Hashtag.
I refuse to call it hashtag. That's a stupid word. I hate
You
that.
are Retro Brett for a reason.
No, but pound sign cancel subscription. But that reminds me, on SmackDown, they announced that, or Triple H announced that the WWE Network just reached 1 million subscribers.
Nice.
That doesn't sound to me like a lot of people are dropping the network.
I know they expected more than that, and for them to just now get it, I do see why they're disappointed. But you're right, still a pretty big number.
Well, and to your point, a lot of people were disappointed that Daniel Bryan didn't win the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if I would say that as opposed to he was eliminated so early. Maybe if he stuck around for a little bit, they wouldn't have been so angry. But really, people, he just came back. I think Roman Reigns definitely deserves the push. I like him as a person and a wrestler, but he's a small dude. And I definitely do not see him facing Lesnar.
I mean, I totally agree with you. It's crazy how so many people are just so put off by the WWE for not giving that match, the Royal Rumble match, to Daniel Bryan. Because let's face it, he hasn't been back for that long. We all know he's impressive. But at the end of the day, some of his moves seem a little bit fixed to me. And when you have a guy like Brock Lesnar, he's not going to be totally into that. And Lesnar is a beast monster. He's huge. Daniel Bryan's going to look extremely small compared to him. So to have that as the main event in WrestleMania this early after Daniel Bryan just got back, I have to say, I see where the WWE is coming from. Now, am I upset? Of course I am. I love Daniel Bryan like everybody else, and I know that would be a fantastic match, but you do have to see where the World Wrestling Entertainment Federation, whatever you want to call it, is coming from, the WWE creative, because Daniel Bryan just came back to that effect. So did Roman Reigns. I guess Reigns had a little bit of time.
He wasn't out nearly as long as Bryan was.
And Roman Reigns, they could team up with The Rock, which they're going to do in this situation.
Yeah,
I kind of had a feeling The Rock would be showing up soon. He has a movie to push, and there's a lot of fans in the WWE that love him as long as he's around.
As long as he's live.
It's a guy to team up with Roman Reigns, to put Roman Reigns more over, give him a guy to come out and give some killer promos. That's for damn sure. The original creator of the SmackDown was The Rock. We just watched SmackDown tonight. I'm okay with it. I see why they're upset.
I just had a thought. Brock Lesnar loves to German suplex people.
Oh yeah.
And Bryan's coming off major neck surgery. Maybe that has something to do
Oh gosh.
with it.
A German suplex to Daniel Bryan. I mean, you'd almost think that all of them would have to be where, of course, Brock Lesnar holds on to him all the way down, because what he was doing with John Cena was releasing nearly every time. Of course, in a couple of those situations, he went with like back to back of non-releasing. But with Daniel Bryan, if you release him, you might throw him over the top of the wires there.
Well, the thing with the German suplex, as Lesnar has proven to us, you don't land the same way twice. Sometimes you land like Rollins in the Royal Rumble match, or not the match, but the main event match, or the triple threat match. Mm-hmm. He landed on his shoulder, he landed face down, he landed on his other shoulder, he landed on his back. You don't land the same way twice.
To that effect, how epic would it be to see Brock Lesnar give an F5 to Daniel Bryan? He would probably be able to do 2 revolutions before actually hitting the ground. That would be pretty funny. It would be like a discus throw. So I hear where people are coming from. I still don't get why they would want, like, they would have been pleased if it was another one of the faces other than Roman Reigns. In other words, if Dolph Ziggler would have won, which was my prediction, they would have been happy with that, apparently. Same with Dean Ambrose. I knew that was... I don't think anybody really predicted Dean Ambrose to win.
He was a front runner.
I mean, Ambrose versus Lesnar, that's got to happen at some point. That would be an amazing matchup. I really think that would work out well.
That'd be cool.
At the end of the day, this man, The Rock, shows up to help out Roman Reigns. What do you think about this going, moving forward?
I don't think it's a bad move at all. I mean, who doesn't love The Rock? Except maybe Triple H.
Nobody none of the wrestling fans hate The Rock, that's for sure. He's the man. He's proven.
He's related to Roman Reigns, so that's
Usos.
A good move right there.
Hell yeah.
But I forgot about something. We saw his picture recently. He offered his... There he is again. He offered his services to fight Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
Dolph Ziggler?
Yes.
Wow.
That would be a killer match, but they're both good guys.
Well, another match that I think we're going to be getting here is after the Royal Rumble, we saw the guy right there under the submission hold of one Bray Wyatt, Mr. John Cena. It looks like he's going to be facing off with Rusev. We felt a Ryback versus Rusev rivalry brewing. Apparently they're going to put the hold on that because now John Cena, who I guess could be perceived as a real American, going against Mr. Russia himself, Rusev. What do you think about that?
I really don't know what to think of what they're doing with this. I mean, you got Rusev, a guy they're pushing really hard, and then you got Cena. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on there. I think you have more of an insight on that than I do there, RJ.
Well, what I think is that because Cena didn't win the championship match, I predicted he would win the championship. I thought that was going down because Lesnar was going to be leaving to the UFC. That's not going to happen. We clearly know now Lesnar's at least going to be staying past WrestleMania, which makes sense. He deserves to be.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, he deserves to be in that main event match with the championship. But where does that put Cena? He's not in the championship match at all now. He's out. So what is he going to do? He's now going to face off with Rusev. It's almost like the WWE creative, the guys, captaining the ship here, are saying, hey, sorry, we can't give you the championship yet. I know you're right there on the edge, the fringe of tying Ric Flair. Instead, what we're going to do is let you end the undefeated streak of Rusev. And I think that's what's going to go down. It's a little bit weird because you're, of course, not going to have a ton of momentum with Rusev once you have him losing, but it's a quality loss to John Cena. This is something that Cena could put on his mantle, knocking out Rusev's undefeated streak.
That's a good theory. That's a good theory. I like it.
That's definitely my theory.
But we got a few more things to talk about here.
Definitely want to touch on the Brock Lesnar victory. I thought it was an amazing match. We covered this on our recap. What'd you think?
I thought it was an amazing victory. It was a pretty good match. I mean, he German suplexed the crap out of people. Like the other 2 matches he had with Cena.
With a broken rib and all.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the name of this upcoming pay-per-view. I mean, really?
What is it?
Fastlane?
Fastlane.
This ain't NASCAR, people. This is wrestling. Where's Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, Starrcade? Something cool like that.
If they brought back Starrcade, that would be ridiculous. That would get so much hype. If we know Triple H has a big announcement on Monday, he could easily say, hey, by the way, we're bringing back Starrcade. And
that might be the announcement.
That would be a huge hit, I'm pretty sure.
That might be the announcement. Probably very unlikely, but it could be.
Yeah. So, anything else on your mind, Retro Brett, from the week in wrestling, the fallout from Royal Rumble, Snowmageddon taking out Raw? When's the last time Raw's been canceled like that?
I can't remember a time they didn't have an actual show.
And SmackDown. I know you're looking forward to Paige as well.
Oh yes, Paige looked very hot in that. I don't care if she's pasty. That backstage segment tonight.
Do you think she will be getting the Divas Championship anytime soon?
We'll leave that for the preview.
Let's definitely talk about that because I'm pretty sure she's going to have a definite chance.
Well, the last thing I want to mention is congratulations to one Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
And the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Slide into a Slim Jim.
Randy Savage, the Macho Man, along with Arnold Schwarzenegger, are heading to the WWE Hall of Fame. So that's huge news. Congratulations to both of them. Rest in peace, Macho Man. He unfortunately he got into a devastating car accident and passed away. Yeah, it was right next to my house. It was like literally a minute away from my house. So definitely our thoughts go out to Randy Savage, one of our all-time favorites. Thank you guys for joining us for our really our current update of the WWE. A lot going on. A lot of fans upset, possibly canceling their WWE Network subscription. I'm pretty sure they'll be back. And Roman Reigns, I mean, he's going to put on a show, that's for sure. Can he take out Brock Lesnar? We'll find out at this year's WrestleMania. Make sure to stay tuned here at Trippy Commentaries as we'll cover everything. Possibly Triple H facing off with Sting as well. Make sure to stay tuned. More importantly, guys, stay trippy.